What's up, everybody? Welcome to our channel, Honest Hockey Takes. I'm Hohen, and this is Scott, and in this video, we'll be sharing our list of top 10 best goaltender in the NHL.
Yeah, so for this one, guys, just to kind of run it down for you, me and Hohen got together. We each made our own lists of who we thought were the top 10 current goalies right now in the NHL. We came together, made a consensus list, and this is what we got for you guys today. Remember, this isn't a Lifetime Achievement Award. This is currently in the NHL. We're talking this year, last year. Hohen, take us away. Who's our number 10?
At number 10, we got Jacob Markstrom from the Calgary Flames. Jacob Markstrom would have been higher if he played better this season to start the year. He just hasn't played well in this to start the year, unfortunately. The Vladar has been taking over his starts recently, and that's not a good sign. Historically, he's been a very good goaltender. He was extremely good in that Dallas Stars series last season, but he was not good against the Edmonton Oilers. He got ripped apart badly in that series, and Calgary Flames fans aren't going to disagree with that. So he couldn't save a beach ball in that series. I did some of the goals that he was letting up was just absolutely unmarkstrom-like. Just very odd. But yeah, we have to have this guy on this list though, because historically he has been good. But and he was extremely elite for most of the regular season last season. But this season he needs to try to find his game.
Yeah, he really has come off to a slow start this year. But the reason we can't not have him on this list in our top 10 is because this guy was a Vezina finalist last year. Top 3 goalie in the NHL. His numbers were absolutely amazing. The guy led the entire NHL last year in shutouts. You can't just automatically take this guy out because he's had a slow start. We know he's going to get there eventually. I think some of last year's playoffs against the Oilers, where he got absolutely lit up, kind of shook some of his confidence, and he hasn't been exactly the same for the first 15 games of this year. But I do really believe this guy's got the skills, got the talent to turn it around, and by mid-season, he'll be right back there as one of the best goalies in the NHL. Number 9 on our list, we have Linus Ullmark of the Boston Bruins. Now, this guy's kind of a bit of a new riser lately. He wasn't the greatest the past couple of years, but with how well he started this year, it's just, you can't not have this guy on a top 10 list. He's just been absolutely unreal for Boston. Feels like he wins almost every single game he plays, quite honestly. And it's not just the wins. This guy has a below 2 goals against average right now. His save percentage is off the charts, and he's just doing everything for this team. He's supplanted Swayman, who last year kind of was chopping with him the whole year, and he's clearly the lead goaltender for this team.
This one really shocked me. Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Oh, me too.
I did not. First of all, I did not expect Boston Bruins to do this damn well this season. To start off the year, and good on them. But the big reason why they're doing this well is Linus Ullmark. He's been absolutely lights out. He's been unreal. The only thing that goes through my mind seeing this is, what if Buffalo Sabres kept him?
They could really use that right now.
Buffalo Sabres is a phenomenal team. The only thing they don't have right now, for me personally, one of the biggest hole for them is they don't have a starting goaltender right now. And imagine Linus Ullmark if Buffalo would have just paid him the $5 million and just stay on that team. Imagine that right now. Just how good it would be.
A lot of people will go and say right now, and I can kind of see why, that Linus Ullmark's a bit of a product of the team he's on, the Bruins being so good defensively as a team. But what I will counter with on this is that he's playing this well, and Swayman is nowhere near his numbers right now, guys. So this other goalie on the same team is getting the same defense in front of him, same team in front of him, and his numbers look nothing as good as Ullmark. So it has to be something Ullmark's doing right.
No, he's also, when you watch Linus Ullmark play, he's a big goaltender. He covers that net really well, and he moves around the net really, really well, which is good to see.
Yeah, his movements have been really smooth this year. He's like sliding across the crease well. It's really impressive to watch, actually. Just good on him. Love to see the redemption story here after a bad couple years in Buffalo.
And at number 8, I got Tristan Jarry from the Pittsburgh Penguins. I've seen this guy play live a few times, and he's actually pretty good. Last 2 years, he's actually been quite solid in the regular season. He's been really, really good. This season he started off a little slow. I'm not gonna lie, but has started to come back and picking it up again, and that's one of the big reasons why the Pittsburgh Penguins are starting to win a lot of games again. It's because of him. He is and you see how much they missed him during the playoffs. They didn't have him in the playoffs. That Casey DeSmith
On their first round exit, yeah.
Yeah. So imagine if if they had Tristan Jarry to play that series against the New York Rangers in that first round, I actually think they would have beat the New York Rangers.
I'm very sure they would have won
Yeah,
that
because
series.
they brought them to 7 games. And
I mean, they were using a third string goalie.
yeah, they were using a third string goalie.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I'm pretty sure in a 7-game series, having a starter for 7 games, I'm pretty sure they would have won.
Yeah, it just shows how big of significance Tristan Jarry is to this franchise and in the NHL. He's just he's for sure a top 10 goalie.
Yeah, so when this guy was first drafted, I wasn't a big fan. I didn't think he was going to be anything really special, maybe a backup. And even his first couple years when he was doing well and he was splitting time with other goalies, such like Fleury and that, I didn't think it would last. I didn't think this guy was the real deal. But you know what? I can't really deny him anymore because this guy has done nothing but win. When he's been given the opportunities, his win rate is insane. He's playing so well for this team, and his save percentage and goals against are very solid too. They seem to magically be in the top 10 every single year. So I mean, I can't really hate on this guy anymore. I'm done with the beef. This guy's for real, and he is a quality starting goaltender in this league. Coming in at number 7 on our list, we have Freddie Anderson from the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, unfortunately, this year we haven't really got to see a lot of Freddie because he's been injured for the first month and a half of the season. But this guy has just been too good over the last couple of seasons. It's just unreal. Carolina last year, without him in the playoffs, you could tell that they were missing something big. Antti Raanta did pretty decent in relief, but it just wasn't the same as what Freddie offers for this team. Last year, he was borderline Vezina candidate for this group. I think he was 4th in voting, which is insane. The only goalies ahead of him were absolutely elite goalies. So this guy's still a real deal. We saw in Toronto back in the day, he was solid. But when he went to Carolina, he was even better. And last year's season alone was just oh my gosh, this guy is a top tier goaltender in this league.
Yeah, when he played for Toronto, he would have the most saves out of every goalie in the league, and he would still get squashed by the media about questioning him, which it was ridiculous to me because
poor guy.
Because he's the guy that's been playing super well there, but then he's still getting the blame, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Not fair. No.
Not fair at all. When he went to Carolina, it was great because he didn't have the pressure of the Toronto media anymore, and he was able to just get zoned in and have a redemption year that year because and look what happened. He was absolutely lights out.
Hey,
the only problem was he got injured, and that really made me upset because we had a lot on the line in that Carolina series. We had a lot on the line in that Carolina
series. Very expensive injury for me and Owen here.
Very expensive injury. That wasn't. I mean, Good on Antti Raanta for doing what he could, but he's no Freddie Anderson.
Freddie is a different animal, and he's just proven over the last couple years that he is just absolutely elite, and we hope he gets back here soon healthy.
And coming in at number 6, we have UC Saros from the Nashville Predators. So if you watch our defenseman video, when we said Nashville Predators, the first thing we talk about is Roman Josi. But also the other guy, the second guy you would be thinking about would be UC Saros because he's an elite goaltender. He really is. He's a top 10 goaltender. And actually, when he came up into the league, I wasn't sure how good this guy was ever going to be playing behind Pekka Rinne. I thought Pekka Rinne at the time was still a really good goaltender at the time, but UC Saros was playing in the backup position there. I wasn't sure whether he'll be any good. But man, a few years after when Pekka Rinne retired, my God, this guy really showed why he is so good. He caught me by surprise with how good he is. He's a quick goaltender. He actually looks like the way he moves across from side to side, post to post, is unbelievably quick. Very positionally sound. Can make absolutely big saves in the right time. He's absolutely dominant goalie right now. This season, the Nashville Predators are having a bit of a dip, and he's having also some of a dip in numbers. But I know he's still a young goaltender, and he'll find his game.
Yeah, no, I believe he'll bounce back. Me and Homer are both kind of down on Nashville before this year started. It wasn't because of Saros. We believe in Saros. We know he's top quality goaltender in this league. And man, this guy does a lot for his size. He's one of the smallest goaltenders in the NHL, but like Hohen said, his movement down low on the ice, side to side, post to post, is just unreal. The amount of saves I see this guy make just kicking off, pushing off really hard, and sliding to make a pad save is just ridiculous. And for a guy who's not that tall, he still manages to have a really good glove hand, and he's good up high as well. He really doesn't have a lot of weaknesses. His positioning is pretty pristine, and just overall, I know this guy's going to bounce back. He's going to finish with some really nice numbers like he always does, probably below a 2.5 goals against before the end of the year and like a 920 save, because that's what we're accustomed to seeing from this guy. He's just money. Coming in at number 5 on our list, we have Jake Ottinger from the Dallas Stars. Now, I know this guy's still really young. He hasn't been in the league that long, but all he's shown from us is success and just playing absolutely unreal. We all got to see the true test of this last year's playoffs when he stood on his absolute head and played out of his mind against the Calgary Flames, and he almost stole them that series. If this team had been able to get even one more goal, they would have advanced, because Jake Ottinger was just an absolute animal. Like, the guy's making like 50, 60 saves. Like, it was just incredible to watch. And this guy's a former first-round pick. We knew he was going to likely be solid. He had a good pedigree, but in my mind, he's surpassed it already, what he's done, and how well he's played this year specifically for the Dallas Stars. He's a big reason why their team is like second in the Central, and not many people even had them as a playoff team, so we gotta give him the love.
Yeah, I know for a fact, I'm pretty sure anyways, that Jake Ottinger down the road will win a Vezina down the road.
Certainly.
He's this good. He's a Vezina caliber goaltender, and at this age, he's so young, and it's crazy to see his development. That Calgary series was absolutely unreal. Even his play last season leading up to the playoffs was really good, with the exception of giving up third period goals. Other than that, he was extremely good. But this year he's even better. He's so good to start off the season. Look at how well Dallas Stars is doing right now. Is not only because of Jason Robertson, it's also because of Jake Ottinger. The way he's making these saves, the way he's stealing some of these games when Dallas have no reason to be winning some of these games, but Jake Ottinger's there to save the day. So yeah, absolutely.
You just one thing you just don't see often, especially in the NHL. Goaltenders tend to develop slowly, and you don't really see goaltenders start hitting like their stride till they're 25, 26, 27 years old. Jake Ottinger has succeeded at such a young age. He was an actual starter caliber goaltender at the age of 22 and doing well. Like, this guy was over a 910 save at that age. Just unbelievable stuff. And it really gives you the promise that he could be one of the really, really great ones down the line.
Yeah, and just one more thing to add on. Last season, to start off the last season, Ottinger was like a third-string goalie, no? He was like a third-string goalie. So I didn't think much of him when he would play last season in the beginning. I was like, oh, who's this Jake Ottinger guy? But then Jake Ottinger just went in and stole the show. It's crazy. And at number 4, we have Connor Hellebuck from the Winnipeg Jets. This guy was a Vezina winner, so it's no surprise that he is top 5. He is having a resurgent year. I believe in one of our earlier videos we did tell in our bounce back video that this guy was going to have a bounce back year, and rightfully so. Look at him now; he's absolutely insane. The reason why Winnipeg Jets are doing the way as good as they are right now is a big part of it is because of Connor Hellebuck. He's a big size goalie who can cover the net. He can also move around that area too, really at a very efficient way. He can get into good position before making a save. So yeah, I've always liked Connor Hellebuck's game. I watch him. I mean, he disappointed my Edmonton Oilers a few times in the playoffs there. So yeah, I've seen how good this guy is. Just a dominant goaltender. So
yeah, when we said that we thought he'd bounce back, we thought he'd be a little better. Oh, I did not expect him to be this great again. This is the Connor Hellebuck that won the Vezina a few years ago. He is absolutely dominant right now, and the Winnipeg Jets are first place in the Central because of him. Absolutely incredible. Good story. Love to see him doing well again. This poor guy, I feel so bad for him because last year, no one faced more shots in the NHL than Connor Hellebuck. He was getting peppered because Winnipeg's defense, not exactly elite. It's actually pretty bad overall, especially last year. It was horrid. And this guy still manages to get it done. He still manages to be a really solid goaltender. Kind of got through last year despite the team's struggles. And now this year he is looking poised and ready to go on a deep run. Coming in at number 3 on our list, we have Ilya Sorokin from the New York Islanders. Now, this guy is just something, man. Like, he was heralded to be one of, if not the best goaltender outside the NHL a few years ago, and he's really lived up to that billing. He is absolutely elite. This is why we have him as 3rd on our top goalies list. This year, he's outperforming actually the guys we have in 1 and 2. That's how well he's actually playing, which is kind of incredible to think. But even last year, he was really solid, like top 5, top 6 goalie. Unfortunately, these other guys just were a little better last year. But he's shown us what it's like to truly carry a team. The Islanders on paper are a not that special hockey club. They don't score a lot of goals. They don't have a lot of big names, but they seem to keep winning, and a lot of that is because of Ilya Sorokin and just how well he's been in the net.
Yeah, and they those that during New York Rangers crazy run there, when they were winning a lot of games there, and they were like kind of like in fifth or fourth or in the Eastern Conference. It's because of Ilya Sorokin here. Like Scott just alluded to, New York Islanders don't have like good weapons to score goals. They just on paper they don't have that. So it's really because of Ilya Sorokin keeping these guys in the games right now, and it gives them enough time to kind of find maybe get a goal or two in the games, and will hopefully win the game. So that's how the New York Islanders have been doing it lately. Ilya Sorokin is absolutely elite, top 3 goaltender now in the league. There's no question about it now. He's been absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of his game in the net is just how fast his reaction time is. This guy's reaction time is instant. Like how fast he can get his glove out or his pad out. Like he just like his eyes are like sharp as an eagle, man. Like this guy reacts instantly to everything. And I'm like, some nights it's like, how does anyone beat this guy? Like I remember watching a game like a couple weeks ago against the Oilers. The guy had like 50 saves. And I mean, it didn't matter if it was McDavid or Draisaitl or whoever. This guy was just like locked on, and just when he gets in that zone, he's actually unstoppable.
And at number 2, we have Igor Shesterkin from the New York Rangers. Man, I mean, if you guys watched the playoffs last season, you know exactly why we have this guy this high on our list.
He's been last year in general, the whole year.
Just in general, like in the regular season, was absolutely unreal last season, but more so in the playoffs when the games really count. The way he kind of flipped it around. He played poorly in the first half of that Pittsburgh Penguins series, but he flipped it around in the second half of that series, and he was lights out for the rest of the playoffs, including the Tampa Bay series, where they did barely just lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning in that epic goaltender showdown that I have ever seen in any playoff run. So Igor Shesterkin's absolutely elite. I love his how he can take over games, how he can steal games when the team shouldn't even be in the games. So absolutely, I've seen it many times now. So he has to be number 2.
Yeah, of all the young and up-and-coming goaltenders, he's the best. Like, Igor is just unreal, just completely dominant force. What he did for New York last year was actually stupidly good. I don't think people truly realize how much he carried this team. They did some stats on where this team would have been with average goaltending. They weren't even in the playoffs, like if they had an average goaltender. And his effect on this team, not only making them a number 2 seed in their division, but taking them to the Final Four, absolutely incredible. The guy won the Vezina, well deserved. There was no argument by anybody. Honestly, he probably should have won it unanimously. I don't think there should have been any vote last year for anyone else. Just incredible performance, one of the best seasons in a long, long time for a goaltender. And like, hats off to this guy. I hope to keep seeing it for years to come. But unfortunately, we couldn't give him number 1, because there can only be one number 1 goaltender in the NHL. And Nikita Kucherov has told us who that is. That is Andrei Vasilevsky from the Tampa Bay Lightning. This guy is still the king. He is still number 1. And what he's accomplished is just spectacular. 3 straight Stanley Cup finals, 1 MVP, multiple Vezinas already. This guy has quite possibly a Hall of Fame resume already. He could just walk out the door and leave the NHL today, and he's going to probably be a first or second ballot Hall of Famer. He's just been so incredibly good. One of the best careers you could ever have pre-30 as a goaltender.
Yeah, what can you say at this point? He's won so many cups now. He was in the Stanley Cup Finals last season. He outbattled Shesterkin in that series there. Absolutely crazy when they said when they say is it Igor sucks?
Yeah, when
No.
they said Igor is better,
Oh,
that was
Igor's
the
better.
dumbest thing
Yeah.
that New York Rangers fans could have ever done. When they said that, I think I texted Hohen and I said, "Oh, it's done. Tampa's
Yeah.
coming back and they're winning this series because Vasi's going to stand on his head."
Man, when what really triggered Vasilevsky was when he just decides to turn it on. You saw it last season in the playoffs against Toronto in Game 6. He just decided, you know what? I'm gonna win this game.
Bro, game 7 against Toronto. This might be one of the best goaltending just snap performances I've seen. He kind of struggled for the first couple. That is a must-win game 7,
Yeah.
and this guy could not be beat. It
Nope.
didn't matter if they were shooting the puck from 3 feet away. When Vasi is locked on, there is literally no one in the world better. Not even Shesterkin, not Sorokin. No one is better than locked on Vasi. He's just the best.
Yeah, and one thing I really noticed about Vasilevsky is that he really plays well in games that really counts. If he has to play well in that game, he will play his best game.
Oh, he might be the most clutch goaltender ever.
But in the regular season, I feel like he likes to take a few games off, which is fine. You know, he deserves it.
I don't even hold that against him because he knows he's going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he's just taking a chill time.
Take a chill time, just cruise, you know.
He knows
just
he doesn't
cruise.
have to stress
Do
about
just
it.
do well enough to make it to the playoffs. Hopefully, the backup can win a few games here and there. Just get in the playoffs, and then when he's in the playoffs, maybe game 6 or 7.
Yeah, then it's go time.
Then it's go time for him.
Then we get to see the best goalie in the world, and it's a treat to watch. This guy's unreal. I mean, it doesn't hurt that he is absolutely freaking massive.
He's so tall.
He is a big boy, so that's definitely on his side. But I mean, hey, we can't take away from him just because he was born physically gifted.
Yeah, and on top of that, he's not that old. He's
He's got so many years left.
He's got so many years left. Like, come on, this guy is absolutely the best goalie in the league.
No, he's still got years of his prime left, and I can't wait to see if he can continue it on a Tampa Bay team that might not be as good as past years. So this year is really going to be a test to see what Vasi can really do. So yeah, guys, that's our list for our top 10 goaltenders in the league. Unfortunately, we can only have 10, so we've had to leave out some honorable mentions. Guys like Carter Hart, guys like Thatcher Demko, who have been pretty solid the last few years, and Logan Thompson, who's up and coming right now. I think we're going to start seeing him on this list in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you had any disagreements or thought that we should have included someone else, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe as well. All right, until next time, talk to you guys later.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
Bye.